Hi, so you want to talk about crystals for moms? Well, you're in the right spot. All right, so we're going to travel through as a guide through the conception or preconception all the way to being the mother of an adult child. So, if that's something that you're here for, stick around. All right, now they're going to be crystals and stones both. So I had to look at the table. I have some samples here to show you as we go through. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Melissa and welcome to Uncensored Intuition, where I talk about crystals. I do tarot readings based on, trending events. Occasionally I'll talk to a deceased person using the tarot cards, and I like to share some pick a cards for you guys to play with as well. And new to the channel, I started doing witchy subscription boxes. So I unboxed those. I have another one coming up next week. And then in April, I'm really excited for Ginger Red Coffin. It's paranormal themed. So I don't just do parenting stuff. I do all kinds of weird shit and I cuss. So if you're down for that, stick around. All right. So my tarot friends, you might want to also stick around because this is mom themed, and I do have a little tarot announcement toward the end of the video. Now, who am I to be telling you about crystals and motherhood? I'm definitely not an expert, and I don't believe anybody is an expert in anything. We're going to save expert level for video games. Experience, yes. Expert, not so much. So, my experience, I am a mom. I have been a mom for almost 21 years, more than 21 years if you count pregnancy, which is important. So I have a almost 21-year-old, I have a 10-year-old, I have an 8-year-old. Notice the big gap because there was also some infertility. So that might be touched on a little bit here too. So that's who I am, and that's why I know. And I've been using crystals for, I don't know, 4 years or so to help me and my family and working with that. So I'm not like a professional crystal dealer or anything like that. Just a mom who uses crystals, and I want to share my wisdom with you. All right, so if you're ready to dive in, put your snorkel on. We're going deep. Starting with trying to conceive. So if you're trying to conceive or your partner is trying to conceive, these would be great crystals for you to start with. I like to put a little disclaimer out there that, this is not an all-inclusive list. If something else works for you, I'd love to hear it in the comments. Definitely. I'm open to suggestions. This is just what I feel like works for me or has worked for me. Not the trying to conceive. I wish I had crystals when I was trying. That would have been very helpful. Anyways, so these are just crystals that I use and that I know from experience can work for certain things, and some that I've done research on as well. So now we're going to dive in. Snorkel's ready. First, for trying to conceive, I like selenite. I know this is satin spar. It is in the same family as selenite. It is a form of gypsum, just like selenite. So I like this one. This is a cleansing stone. So I use it to cleanse my other crystals, but it can be used on the physical body as well. I use it to cleanse my aura. You can also, for the purposes of trying to conceive, use it for your womb, to cleanse and purify and help it prepare to, grow and support a human being. All right, so the next one on my list for trying to conceive is carnelian. This is my carnelian flame. And carnelian is connected to the root chakra. It kind of governs our reproductive organs and outer parts. So it can help with, your libido. Sometimes when you're trying to conceive for a kind of a longer period of time, the baby dance becomes a chore. It's not as fun. It's not as enjoyable. You're just doing it for a purpose and not to enjoy yourselves and to connect to one another. And that will help with the drive. Okay. So if things kind of seem to get stale and you're like, checking your temperatures, gosh, the temperature checking your temperatures, checking your CM. If you know what that is, I'm not going to say it, but if you know what it is, you know what it is. And all of that stuff that goes into that and tracking everything, it kind of takes the connection to your partner out of the deal. So that will help with that. So next, and you're probably surprised I didn't start with this, Moonstone. The reason I didn't start with this is because this connects to the next stage, which would be the pregnancy stage. So we're going to talk about Moonstone. This is an example of Moonstone. This one is not very flashy, and it doesn't have to be. They don't have to be all pretty and stuff. I do have a lot of carved stuff, but I have a lot of raw crystals. Honestly, sometimes when they're carved and polished, they're not necessarily, it doesn't make them any more or less powerful. This is a rainbow moonstone. It's not super flashy. It is carved, but here's a flashy one that never focuses on camera, so let's hope. But you can kind of see the flash in there. It's just too small, but you can see the flash. So that's another rainbow moonstone. Moonstone connects to the moon. It connects to your womb specifically. Another one that connects to your reproductive organs. Helps regulate hormones. So trying to conceive, but also hormonal balance during pregnancy. So we're kind of segueing into that. Let's see, what else did I want to say about Moonstone? Divine Feminine. I feel like this is kind of one part of where we find Divine Feminine in our surroundings. Connects to the moon, obviously. So does Selenite. That moon connection for me feels more of like that primal femininity, the innate sexual femininity, and the intuitive side. Connects to dreams, can help you visualize if you're using visualization to help manifest a pregnancy, that kind of stuff. The other part is going to be the earth mother, the mother earth Gaia energy. So we're going to move into pregnancy now. So you're pregnant. What stones can you use to help support your pregnancy and afterwards? So let's get into that part. Moonstone again. So Moonstone, again, with that connecting to the moon energy and your primal protective energy, that part will help from the Moonstone. But also the other part that I want to talk about is the Mother Earth Gaia, the provider, the nurturer. She provides food, she provides shelter. That's the other aspect of the femininity. For me, I feel like the moon and the earth kind of are yin and yang when it comes to divine feminine. So for that grounding and connecting to Mother Earth, I like Smoky Quartz. Okay, it's just like a tumbled smoky quartz. I have so much of this, and this is the only one I grabbed, but smoky quartz. Oh, I have smoky quartz in my earrings. Smoky quartz has that protective and grounding energy as well. So it helps you connect to that nurturing part and feel connected to the earth, feel connected to each other. Like if you're doing a grounding exercise with smoky quartz or without, you feel the roots go through your feet and into the earth, and it kind of feels stabilizing. The other stone that I like for pregnancy, again, and some of these are a little bit swayed because I did struggle with infertility, but more to like protect the baby and help nurture the baby. So another one is another grounding stone that I really like, and that's Terminated Quartz. Okay, so the tourmaline is a protective stone. It's another grounding stone. There is a significant difference for me between the smoky quartz and the tourmalinated quartz. So quartz amplifies any stone that you pair with quartz. It helps amplify the energy of the stone that's with it. So for me, the smoky quartz feels more like smoke. It's more airy. It's more dissipated around you, kind of engulfs you, and feels, it's more of a light misting kind of protection. Where for me, I see the tourmalinated quartz as more of a stabby protection. That's what I wrote on my notes. It's a stabby protection. It kind of is more targeted. It seeks out negativity, or it seeks out any kind of influence that could be negative for you, and stabs it away, pushes it away. But first, it transmutes it into positive energy. So it's not only good for you, it's good for the people around you. So, if you have a spouse or other children who kind of are not that helpful when it comes to how you feel, and you feel like you need to kind of protect yourself, which is totally okay. You are able to do that. I give you permission. It more will kind of locate specific things, stop them from entering your energy, and turn them into positive energy and send it back out. So it could also, somebody's giving you, somebody's being naggy at you from out here, and like it kind of gets blocked by that, turns into positive and goes back to them, so then maybe they feel better too. So it's beneficial for both. That's my opinion. And that's the difference that I see in both of those grounding and protective stone. Protect the baby, protect you, and keep any kind of unwanted energies out. And then we have the Moonstone for the hormonal balance to, promote a healthy environment, nurturing environment, not nurturing, but, the nurturing environment for a baby. So let's move on to the next stage, which is the less fun toddlers when they're growing up. So I'm just gonna, these ones are gonna be kind of quick. There's just two. Carnelian again. Yes, it connects to the root chakra and the reproductive organs and the parts. But it's also gives you stamina and energy as well. So it helps you connect to, be in the moment and be kind of grounded. A little bit of grounding action there, but it also gives you stamina and energy, which you need, especially once they start walking. All right, the other one that I have for that, and I already showed you Carnelian, but I did get another Carnelian out. Here's my Carnelian back. I feel like I'm just showing off that because it's cute, but if you like it. The next one is larimar. I use larimar for a couple different things, but one of them, it does help with patience. If you're dealing with a child who has meltdowns, patience is going to be very important. I can tell you that I would say probably 95% of mothers lose their shit once in a while. Larimar might help with that. So yeah, Mother's Day's in a couple of months. So, if you're looking for tips for mom, maybe go with that one. Okay, so those are the two that I have for kind of the toddler ages, and those kind of where they're testing boundaries and stuff like that. Where you may need to mitigate some kind of meltdown, or even if they're starting to be defiant, they learn the word no and they want to use it a lot. That can help with your own patience level for tolerating that and working with them, or just like if you're having to repeat yourself 5 times to get their shoes on, they're a little bit older maybe. So we have that as well. All right, I'm gonna actually go back to where I wanted to start and I didn't, and damn it if that isn't a mom thing. Self. I wanted to start the video off with the stones for you. There's a reason that they say on an airplane to put the mask on yourself before you help your child. Because if you don't and you start helping your child and you panic, nobody's going to get anywhere. So you have to start with yourself. And like a typical mom, I forgot to start with self in this video. So, and I'm not going to redo it because that's how it is. But that's what we do. So, for mom, for herself, obviously we have rose quartz. So here's a big hunk of, well, it's kind of a small hunk compared to the other hunks that I have, but it's just a rough piece of rose quartz. And I have my little rose quartz skull that was just sitting here that wanted to play. So we have rose quartz, obviously self-love. It's a gentle reminder to take care of yourself. Clearly I need more of it in my life because I forgot. Also, for mom, for you, if you're the mom, for mom, I like sunstone. Sunstone is very positive. It gives off very positive, like if you were out playing in the sun in the summer, summer break, no school, it just kind of has that vibe to it. It's uplifting. It's an uplifting stone for those moments when you're questioning why you ever wanted to have children. Sunstone for that. Also, here's the tourmaline. So this is just like a chunk of tourmaline. I have like a bag of it over here. Um, yeah, I was just looking for an individual piece, and all they had were these bags of it, and it wasn't very expensive. Anyways, black tourmaline. So there's a little bloop of calcite on there. That happens a lot. So black tourmaline, if I could speak, protective and grounding, like we covered with the terminated quartz. Now, it's not amplified by the quartz, and it's not the stabby necessarily, but it is definitely something that you can use to ward off negative energy, because you don't want to bring that to your kids. So if you're like a working mom and you're out of the house and you're around other people, definitely will keep you from bringing back other people's shit, bringing it home, and then having it kind of leak onto your family. So I feel like black tourmaline that's my favorite protective stone. Especially if you work in an environment where there are a lot of people and sometimes they bring you negativity. That's like the strongest one, in my opinion, from my experience, for mitigating negative energy and not bringing it home with you. So, yeah, that's what I have for mom. That's what I have for you. All right, if you're the mom. The next one I have is like school age. So they're in school, middle school, even maybe. Howlite is one. And I got this from Bashik, but oh no, I'm gonna mess it up. Bashik Arts on Etsy. Um, this is my little howlite gratitude stone to remind me I have other howlite stuff. I have a howlite bracelet, and I like to wear howlite to work as well, just for calm. It brings the calm. It's also associated with purity and purifying, not necessarily the like transmutation that the black tourmaline does, but it brings a purifying energy with it. It doesn't act, for me, I feel like it doesn't purify things, but it brings an energy of purification, if that makes sense, if you can differentiate the two. But good for thoughts, good for clarity of thought. That way, you're helping kids with homework, or you're trying to go through traffic to get to, the school pickup line. Keep those in your car. Keep it in your car. The school pickup line is horrendous. So that will help with that. Other thing that I like, and I got a big one because my fluorite skull is currently being used for something. But fluorite, I love fluorite. It's good for the kids to use as well. These are good for kids. I'll do another video on crystals you should use like with your kids. But fluorite is great. It's like very good for students for studying, but also helps you focus. It helps you keep yourself, in the moment with your children. And, it's kind of like an uplifting focus, not necessarily like mundane focus. It also it's a positive, uplifting type of focused energy, keeping you present in the moment, playing with your kids. I would use this also while helping with homework. It pairs very well with the howlite. Um, Setting it near their study area can help them focus as well. It does some other things that are, that don't necessarily apply to, being a parent, but that I really, really like it for. But sticking with the topic at hand, studying, helping with homework, and at playtime. I like this one at playtime as well to kind of keep you in the zone with the play for your kids, where you're not playing with your kids but not really paying attention and thinking about all the other shit you got to do. I feel like fluorite kind of helps you stay focused on playing with your kids when you're in that time. You can use it, for other things too, work and that kind of stuff. But relating it to your kids, I like it for playtime and also study time. All right. So before I get into the last section, which is going to be the high school and adult children, that's a hard one. They're all hard, but they're also rewarding. So I had to think about that one. All right, so I have something for my fellow tarot readers, or if you're interested in tarot, I have an ebook that will be coming out. It will be print and ebook. Um, if you don't already know, I create journals for dream work, shadow work, that kind of stuff. I make journals through Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing, which is a self-publishing platform. So I'm able to create them, design them. I do them from scratch myself, and I publish them on Amazon where you can buy them. Help support me, and I feel like I try and do as focused as I can on, on you and how it will benefit you. So it's not just for me, it's also for you. They're like, I want to help. This is my calling. So the one that's coming out, well, it should be coming out. Should be. I'm not going to say should. It will be available for purchase before Mother's Day 2021. It is called Tarot for Moms, and it's just a book of spreads going through the chronological ages like we are doing here, but in a more detailed way. I believe it's something like 45 different tarot spreads that you can use to help through your journey of motherhood. So be on the lookout for that. And if you want updates, make sure you're subscribed. Instagram is a good place where I post updates on stuff like that. All of that. Facebook, TikTok, they're all in my link tree, which is in the description below. So go to the link tree, scroll all the way to the bottom, and all of the little social icons that will take you to the page where you can subscribe. I don't have like an email list or anything fancy like that, but follow me on the socials and you will see updates when everything is ready. I will also be looking for guinea pigs. So if you're a tarot reader, I may be putting out some of the spreads so that you can try them out and let me know how they work before I fully publish the book. So with that said, let's get to the last one, high school and adult children. So if you're a mom of an adult child, or high school may be even worse. I haven't decided yet. But Sodalite is one of my favorites. It connects to the throat chakra. Now, what you would typically hear is it helps you speak your truth, and it helps you. This is Sodalite, tiny little Sodalite beads. Sodalite roller. Huh. Huh. It doesn't just help you speak your truth. I feel like that's kind of the next one that I'm going to get to. I feel like Sodalite is more of a holds, keeps you from saying some things that you might regret. That's why I like Sodalite. That's why. Don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, right? It also helps with intuition. It's a calming stone, and trust, which is a big, I feel like for like the 13 to 18, because that's when they're legally adults and you really don't have much say. I feel like that's like the hardest part, is like the trust part of that dynamic in your relationship. So I feel like it helps with you being able to trust that you're going to say what they need to hear, nothing more, nothing less, and trusting them. It helps kind of feel more able to trust them. And again, good for communication. The other one the next one that I have for high school and adult children is Lapis Lazuli, which is very similar. It's another blue stone. And like all I had was this in a tower. I know I have more than that, but I don't know where they are. Please focus so you can see all the little specks. This is a necklace that I wrapped when I first started wire wrapping, but yeah, it's dark blue stone. It has some flecks of pyrite that I wish it would focus on, but again, it's too small to focus. But lapis lazuli, same kind of thing. I feel like it's more for understanding each other, but both very good for communication, which is super important during those teenage years. You need to have good communication. It's super important. It's just super important to be able to communicate with your children, to know that they can come to you, for them to know that they can come to you, and that sort of thing. So, not just for the mom, but also for the child. I mean, they're old enough to understand what you're doing with the stones. I mean, even my little kids know what I do with them. But, some people don't necessarily want to introduce them that early, and that's fine. but this could be something that you do together as well. But very, very important for me for high school, teenage, and adult years is the communication aspect. You want to be able to communicate. You want them to feel comfortable communicating with you, and I feel like these stones really, really help that. So yeah, and again, intuition. They also connect. Lapis Lazuli I like for third eye connection. So visualization and connection to your intuition. So I like that for that too. So so you can trust yourself when you feel like something might be up and you want to approach them to try and start a dialogue about an issue. This will keep you from saying things you don't want to say. I mean, it may. I mean, if that's the intention you set for it, that's the intention that I like to set, because I feel like sodalite is more calming in that way. It's not more calming, but a calmer communication stone. I feel like it helps you not say things that you'll regret, where the lapis lazuli will help you speak up if you're having trouble speaking up. But again, whatever intention you put into the stone, that's what it's there for. So when you're working with them, when you're working with stones and the crystals, the vibration that they have is the vibration that they have. They just kind of tune into different frequencies. But whatever intention you put with the crystal is that you're giving it a job, you're giving it something to do. So it is up to you. All right, so last one, and it's kind of funny, but it's also not. This is for like college. The abundance stones. Let me tell you, high school kids, I mean, even junior high, really, high school kids, college kids, money. They're so damn expensive. So we have pyrite. I'm just going to go through these quickly. Pyrite, fool's gold, very much associated with money. Green aventurine. I have this guy that's been hanging out that I haven't done anything with. And a little bit darker, I have my little green aventurine Buddha, green aventurine, and citrine. Citrine was the last one. I have a little citrine heart that I have a little tiny little pocket purse. This one is more for luck, but it's called the merchant stone. They kept it near, you keep it near a cash register to make sure that the money's flowing in. But yeah, some abundance stones will come in handy for those adult college years. So yeah, that's what I have, starting with trying to conceive all the way up through adulthood. We could continue this on into, like stones that will help you when your child is getting married, or, when you start having grandbabies, that kind of stuff. I'm not there yet personally, but I definitely know how to research. So yeah, that's what I have for all of these. Don't forget to check out the socials if you're interested in that Tarot for Moms book, where I go way more in depth, and I do include all of those other things like your child's wedding, spreads for that kind of stuff, decision making, finding colleges for, working through finding college with your kids, starting at the trying to conceive all the way up through the adult stuff, and other things like if you're a single parent, special needs kids. There are readings for that in there as well. So I'm super excited to get back to work on my book. Thanks for chatting with me about all of these crystals, and hopefully I see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a blessed day.